are you even strapped? And he, of course, said no. Well, hello there, grandchildren. Welcome back to another episode of Granny Goatee's Food Review Show, where Granny Goatee reviews your favorite foods. Today, we're going to be reviewing some items from Earle's on Crenshaw. We're going to be reviewing a salmon burger. We're going to be reviewing their beef chili cheese fries. And we're going to be reviewing a Jamaican patty, which is filled with beef that looks a little bit like an empanada. Okay? Now, before we get into the video, thank you so much for joining me on another episode. If you're here for the first time, please subscribe. And if you do enjoy this video, please give me a like, okay? And don't forget to turn on that notification bell, grandchildren. Okay? Now, I want to tell you a little bit about what happened to Granny Goatee that is not related to this review. And I think that there's a lesson in there to talk to you about. So I want to tell you what happened. So I was involved in a verbal altercation yesterday when I went to the gym, and this is what happened. I was pulling up, I parked, and there's a Starbucks near the gym, so I was going to that Starbucks, and as I was parking, there was a gentleman in front of the gym, and he was really looking at me and really eyeballing me down. So normally under normal circumstances, I would just ignore this, but because I was with my baby, my S2000, I didn't want something to happen to my car. So as I parked, I saw that as I got out of the car, he was still looking at me, and you can tell the difference between somebody that is looking at you because they think you look funny or are dressed a certain way, and somebody that is looking at you that is really kind of trying to intimidate you. So I approached him and I said, you know, hey, do we know each other from somewhere? And he didn't really respond. So I asked him again, and he didn't respond. And then finally, he spoke to me in my native tongue. And I responded to him in my native tongue. And he asked me if I was the same person from upstairs from a few days ago. And I said, well, what are you talking about? What happened? And he said, no, you're the guy. You're the same guy from a few days ago. And I said, well, I don't know. What are you talking about exactly? Can you explain to me what you're talking about? And he said, I know it's you. You're the guy. And he's pressing up closer to my face. And finally, I got a little bit aggravated. And I said, well, what is going on? Why don't you explain to me what's going on? And when my tone changed a little bit, he said, I don't understand in America that people from the same ethnicity, there's no brotherly love. Why are you talking to me this way? Why is your tone this way? And I told him that, you know, well, you're not answering my question. If you answer my question, I will talk to you in a normal fashion, but I'm getting irritated because you won't answer my question. So anyway, he told me that there was an altercation with him and somebody upstairs at the gym. And this person was a little bit older, but also of the same ethnic background. He told me he was 37. He looked a lot like me. And I told him that I'm 123 years old and that I definitely have not met this person before. And this was the first time that we were meeting. And I told him to just relax. Apparently this had happened 3 days prior, and he was standing outside of the gym waiting for this man to show up so that he can do something about it. And I immediately realized that he is somebody that is new to the United States. So I asked him, how long have you been here? Because he couldn't speak English. And he said that he's been here for just around 1 year. And he said that, you know, don't people here understand that something can happen to them? And I started to smirk a little bit, and I said, look, you know, friend, you know, you're over here in another country. You're pressing up on people, and, you know, are you even strapped? And he, of course, said no. And I said, you know, you come from a place, we were both born in a country where nobody is sitting on a heater. And you come over here to the United States where most people are sitting on heaters, and some people, you don't know if they just came out of the pen or if they grew up on the block, and you're out here confusing people and making mistakes and trying to press up on people, and you don't know how those people are going to react, and you don't even have a strap, you know? And I told him, and this is the moral of the story, that whenever I said I was also 24 years old at one time, and I know how heated you are, and because it's happened to me. And I said what I would remind myself as I got older is, Is this circumstance that I am angry about worth for me to lose everything, grandchildren? Not just my life, but my family, my wife, my children, my grandchildren. As you know, I have 80 grandchildren and 40 children. Is it worth for me to lose everything? Now, there may be some circumstances where every certain situation will have to be analyzed individually, where one will conclude that it may be worth it. But is this circumstance worth for you to lose everything? Okay. And I told him, here in the United States, people are not brothers because of ethnicity. All right, we're all Americans, but everybody doesn't speak the same language. Everybody doesn't look the same. We are not a country of homogeneity, okay? So you cannot expect people who don't know you to react to you in a certain way that you're expecting when you are coming from a country where everybody looks like you. And maybe there is a brotherly affection, but here there is, you are my brother within our own community of people that we know, and we have a certain level of respect that we have to our fellow citizenry as Americans. But if you are going up and pressing people and trying to do something like you're somebody crazy, there's always somebody that is crazier than you. So you always have to have a level head. All right, grandchildren? And it's important that if you are from out of the country and an immigrant to the United States, or even if you're from a small rural area and you travel to certain cities in the United States, and I can name off these cities off the top of my head, Los Angeles being one of them, Oakland, Las Vegas, Detroit, Houston, New Orleans, St. Louis, Memphis. If you're going to Miami, the Big Apple, Brick City, that's Jersey City, Detroit, you have to be careful about where you're going and how you move. You cannot be acting like you own the town. Now, Granny Goatee is in South Central Los Angeles now, and I want to transition to where I am right now, okay? Because this is not the safest part of the city. I'm on Crenshaw. I'm in Crenshaw, all right? Earle's is on Crenshaw, and as you can tell, I am not with my S2000. Okay, I come to South Central Los Angeles maybe 4 or 5 times a month. I am not from around this part of the city because there's places here and establishments that I like to patronize. Randy's Donuts is down the street on Manchester, Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles, the Earle's on Crenshaw, and the LA Sentinel newspaper is right across the street from me right now from where I'm parked, and there are a lot of historic and wonderful places to come and visit here, and I encourage you to come and not to hesitate and be afraid to come to these portions of the city, because there are awesome places here. But of course, when you come here, you see Granny Goatee did not come in her S2000. I am not flashing any jewelry, and I am not wearing red or blue, but I am being, this is not just all the C's and the B's city. This is also Granny Goatee city. Okay, but you have to be real. You have to respect people, and real recognize real. Okay, you don't want to be looking like a piece of cake because somebody will think you're something sweet and come and try to take a lick. You understand, grandchildren? So it's so important to be able to know where you're going and how you move. And this is not just in the United States. And I know this video is getting lengthy, but it's just important to talk about. It's also when you travel to other countries. Like when I go to other countries, I see what is offensive to these local communities, to these populations. What are some things that I need to watch out for? Some places where there is high crime, maybe pickpocketing, maybe if you're going to places in Europe, like when I went to Greece, if you don't know your conversions, people may try to swindle you, and that happened to me personally. If you go to Thailand, sometimes when we drop money on the floor and there's windy, we step on the money with our foot, and that can be very disrespectful because the king's image is on the money. So you don't want to do that when you're in Thailand. You also don't want to fight with somebody that is Thai. Everybody that is Thai around you that does not know this Thai person will target you as a foreigner, and you might get 20 or 30 Thai people just leave what they're doing and come over there to whip your behind. Okay, so this is something so important, that wherever you are going to certain places, you have to know where you're going. You have to know how to move. And this kid, this youngster, he's in a new country and he doesn't know how to move. And I think I told him, you know, you have a chain on. I saw he had a wooden chain on. I said, there's probably a cross hanging there. And on my chain, there's a cross too. I was like, go upstairs, say a little prayer, move some weight, let it go, give it to God, you know. And I think that this interaction, where normally I would have ignored this person because I was with my baby, my S2000, I didn't want something to happen to the car, I actually confronted him to see what was going on. And I think that he needed that confrontation to bring him down from where he was at, because he was really heated. Okay, grandchildren? All right, well, let me tell you a little bit about Earle's on Crenshaw before we get into this review. Okay, so Earle's on Crenshaw, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and read it off of their website. I will leave a link at the bottom of the video in the description so that you can also go and read this if you wanted to know more about the establishment and maybe check out their menu. So who remembers the brothers Grimm from Grimm's Fairy Tales? These two are the brothers Earle from Brooklyn, New York. Carrie and Dwayne Earle, okay. After college, Carrie relocated to California, where he planned to pursue a career in aeronautical engineering. After leaving high school, Dwayne decided to join his older brother in California to pursue his dream. Some of you may know him as Don Jaguar. I guess maybe he's some type of an artist. I don't know Don Jaguar. Maybe you know him. If you do, why don't you leave it on the comment section? I'll probably look him up afterwards. In 1984, a trip to Venice Beach formulated the idea to make money and pay homage to their roots in New York. Carrie, with his engineering skills, could build a hot dog cart. Dwayne, the charmer with the gift of gab, would be perfect as the salesman and the operator of the hot dog cart. They peddled their dogs all day on Venice Beach boardwalk and all night in front of clubs. They finally ended up on Marlton Avenue in the swap meet yard, where they built a large clientele with people from all walks of life, many of whom are still customers today. Their dream was realized when they opened Earle's Wieners, a hot dog restaurant on Crenshaw Boulevard, in May 1992, where they remained for nearly 16 years. They relocated to Crenshaw and Exposition as Earle's Grill, and in 2017 they moved to our current location in Crenshaw Square, known as Earle's on Crenshaw. A complete evolution from hot dog cart to a restaurant and a full-scale catering company. Okay, grandchildren, and I just want to tell you a little bit about this area. Now, Los Angeles has a very prominent and well-known reputation to be filled with people who are selfish and self-absorbed and are just focused on themselves, and a lot of fake people here. And I'm here to tell you, as somebody who immigrated to the United States and has been in Los Angeles and grew up here over the course of half a century, that many people here are indeed fake. But if you do come to South Central Los Angeles, nobody here is fake. You will find real salt of the earth people like that were at Earle's, the employees working there, that are good, genuine, down to earth people. Okay, all right, and that's another one of the reasons why I like to come down here and patronize these establishments. Okay, let's go ahead and get into this review. Now, I got a big brown bag here filled with lots of goodies, so let's go ahead and dig in and see what some of these items taste like. Now, I'm assuming these are the chili cheese fries. Let's set these aside. Here is that Jamaican patty, and this is the Salmon Burger. Now, I got the Salmon Burger Earle's Way. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and show you the restaurant right here. And I hope you enjoyed the interior of the restaurant. Now, I got the Salmon Burger Earle's Way, and I forgot to take a video of that section of the menu where you can see what they do with it. But let's go ahead and take a look at that. Take a look at the salmon burger. It looks like there's caramelized onions. It's a little bit sloppy and a little bit messy looking, and that's what I think Earle's Way is. So take a look at this salmon burger, grandchildren. I forgot to ask them to cut it in half, and I'm sure they would have if I did. But take a look at that. That smells so good. And these onions, it looks like they are grilled in a tomato. It smells like tomato, like a tomato sauce. Let's go ahead and take a bite of this salmon burger, grandchildren. Now, Earle's has a lot of vegan options as well. If you're vegan, you can come and have many choices to order. They have vegan chili and all sorts of vegan hot dogs and things like that. Now, here we go. Ooh, that is dripping. That is so nice. The bread is perfect and pillowy. That salmon burger is nice and fresh. You taste the salmon. You can tell that it is not old. It's perfectly spiced, a little bit of heat, nicely seasoned. Wow. That is juicy. I am making a mess. Just party fouling all over my car. And I'm having a little bit of an issue with my glasses. Okay, there we go. Wow, this is so messy, grandchildren, but so full of flavor. I love how those onions are sauteed in some type of a tomato type of sauce. Now, I don't know if you don't get it Earle's Way, if these onions are sauteed and included like this, but this is so good. I am really enjoying this. This is probably the best salmon burger I've ever had, and I've had a few here and there. Those vegetables are fresh. I just can't get over how incredibly juicy this burger is. And normally, salmon is indeed a fatty fish. But whenever it's prepared in a burger like this, it tends to dry out. And let me tell you, grandchildren, there is nothing dry about this salmon burger. It is perfectly sauced, perfectly moist, perfectly seasoned. All right. Let's set this aside. I will give you a review of it at the end of the video. And let's go ahead and fix these glasses because they are getting a little annoying. All right, there we go. Now, let's go ahead and try these chili cheese fries. Now, I got the beef chili. I did not get the vegan chili. Oh my gosh! I just flicked chili all over the car. I have to really be careful, grandchildren, because this food is a little bit messy to eat. So take a look at this. I am going to do my best to not spill this. That is loaded. And I asked them to put on some grilled onions and jalapenos. And that just smells so good. It looks so good. Wow, I'm so excited. So let's try it out. So it looks like these fries are thick, pillowy. We don't have any of those thin fries. They kind of look like fat burger fries, the fat fries. Wow, that chili has is steaming. Has completely soaked into these fries. That is really good, grandchildren. The chili is of medium quality, but I love how the onions are grilled. I want to say Maybe in that chili. Now, the chili is a little bit sweet. I don't like that. Also, the onions that are caramelized can also be adding a layer of sweetness. I don't like sweet chili cheese fries, but the fries are a good quality fry. It is crispy. It is pillowy on the inside, and you could tell there's a crisp on the outside, but the chili has just soaked into the fry, so that crisp, even though it's golden and I can see golden corners and edges, it is soft and mushy, and it tastes just like chili. Okay. One more bite. And we're going to move on to the... Gosh, look at that cheese pull. That is so great. Some establishments you go, they hit you with the chili. They give you a lot of chili, grandchildren. But they really skimp on that cheese. But there's no skimping going on at Earle's, that's for sure. The chili is a little sweet too. Okay. Let's set these aside as well. Excuse me, grandchildren. Let's go ahead and take a taste of this Jamaican patty. Now, they had beef, they had chicken, and they had a veggie. But the beef looked so much better because the outside of the patty was this nice orange, has this nice orange yellowish hue that the other ones did not have. Take a look at that. Okay, now I'm hoping that there's a lot of delicious Caribbean Jamaican seasoning in here, and I can't wait to try this. So let's go ahead and dig in. That is so good. It is minced. It is not crispy, as you can tell. I did not bite into the edges. I bit into the pillowy part. It is not crispy. Ooh, it hits you with a little bit of spice. That is so nice. Let's get the crunchy bits. It's not crunchy at all. It looks like a meat paste. Really, really beaten down. Mushy like a jam. But it is very flavorful. And I actually like that it's not crispy. I like that it's a pillowy consistency, even on the edges. I'm not sure how they were able to do that. I guess they got to keep the bake on point. There's a sufficient amount of meat filling in here. Wow, I don't know if I like this more or if I like the salmon burger more, but I'm leaning on the Jamaican patty. Okay, I'm gonna actually finish this. It is so nicely seasoned. That minced meat. Next time, I think I will try the chicken. Those Jamaican spices. There must be a little bit of a cumin or cardamom in here. Maybe some allspice. I'm not sure. But there's a lot more going on in here than just salt, pepper, and heat. There's multiple layers of flavor, but I just cannot... Some of the flavors are a little bit mild, and you get notes of it, so I cannot pinpoint exactly what else is in here. But I want to say cardamom or some cumin or something along those lines. And I think that heat is coming from a cayenne pepper. I don't see bits of jalapeno or bits of actual pepper in here. So it's definitely some type of a pepper seasoning. Wow, this gets a really high score from me. I'm about to tell you what it is. This is really good. Okay. What do I think about Earle's on Crenshaw? Well, starting with that Jamaican patty, I'm going to give that a 9 out of 10. Man, that was fire. I really enjoyed that. I wish I got a second one, grandchildren. Moving on to the chili cheese fries. I'm going to give that a 6.1 out of 10. They're not the best chili cheese fries I've ever had. I would actually skip the chili cheese fries if you're going to come down to Earle's. Try this Jamaican patty or that salmon burger, okay? That salmon burger, Earle's way, gets an 8.4 out of 10. I'm going to bump it up to 8.5. It gets an 8.5 out of 10. It's the best salmon burger I've ever had. I, of course, prefer... Oh, excuse me, grandchildren. I, of course, prefer burgers that are beef, lamb, chicken, really anything but salmon. But if I'm going to have to eat a salmon burger, I'm going to have it Earle's way, and I'm going to get it from Earle's on Crenshaw. All right? So I highly recommend that if you visit Los Angeles, or if you are from Los Angeles, take a trip in the daytime to South LA, to South Central. Come down to Crenshaw, check out Earle's. Wonderful establishment filled with wonderful people, wonderful employees, with very, very tasty and delicious food, okay? Make sure you're moving right when you come down here, okay? I'm not going to rehash what I already talked about. All right, grandchildren? Thank you for joining me on another episode. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you are here for if you're here for the first time, please subscribe and turn on that notification bell. And I will see you on the next video. Okay, grandchildren? Bye-bye.